Fallout 4 Survival Mode brings with it a number of changes to make your trek across the Commonwealth that much more stressful, mainly by ditching your synth lifestyle on normal mode and roleplaying as a human with the need to eat, sleep, and drink. But what if you wanted to skip all that hassle and play the game without worrying about your silly meatbag requirements? Could you beat Fallout 4's Survival Mode without eating, sleeping, or drinking? Let's find out. As always, the run started by creating the paralysis demon at the foot of my bed, and then I got to set my stats. But we don't have to speedrun this part, and to be truthfully honest, I don't really know if it's going to be a speedrun at all. What am I doing? I'm already messing up. So we go all of this, and then what I would do is I would put it... Oh, right, I put them all in intelligence. I would put them all in charisma. That's what I would do. After making it into the vault and watching Nate run back into my life, Kellogg appeared and decided that it just wasn't meant to be. But ain't no one got time to be a frozen TV dinner, so I thawed myself out and showed the rad roaches the mental stability of someone who's been cryogenically frozen for the last 200 years. Making it outside into the beautiful post-apocalyptic wasteland, I immediately looted the bunker and sanctuary and failed the challenge because I accidentally slept. Well, fuck. Okay. Of all the times to mess up a challenge, I'm just glad it was only within the first 5 minutes of the run. After making it back to the bunker and definitely taking my time to not mess up again, I grabbed everything that I could and then made my way all the way down to Diamond City, where I had to let Piper talk to the magic ghost through the intercom to open the magic gate. Inside, I stole a bunch of mentats, and then bought some whiskey to mix with hub flour to make great mentats, which allowed me to speak the ancient language of the crackhead so I could buy the spray and pray off of Cricket. Trust me, it's all for a good cause. This is going to be the main weapon for the rest of the run. We kinda need it. Plus, we can't use half of the other stuff that we're carrying anyway. Then I headed straight to the Triggerman and immediately tried to rush past everybody, which, if you can already see, was a terrible, terrible plan because I was halfway dead before I even made it down the stairs. I know I'm trying to go fast here, but we gotta do some proper planning first. We got Sid back, the OG. Like always, I broke into the bunker and stole everything. Then made it all the way back to Diamond City to watch Piper go woo! But decided to take a slight detour and watched Paul Pembroke get his ass whooped while trying to interfere with his wife's affair. But I don't care about the minute details, I'm here for the big score. So as soon as the bar was empty, I blasted all over Henry Cook, and then after finding a letter on his person, ambushed a local chem deal. This gave me heaps of caps and heaps of chems, all of which I took back to Diamond City to craft up as much as I could, being mainly Psychojet and Buff Tats. Then I went to the local crackhead outside and sold off all of my juicy chems that I definitely acquired through legal means. And after buying the spray and pray yet again, I then showed the Triggermen what happens when you take Psychojet and give it to someone on a time limit. Now, normally in survival mode, to save you have to sleep, but since sleeping is illegal in this run, we have to try things a little differently. So for example, if I go to this bed and I look at it hard enough as if I was going to sleep and then cancel out the last second, I still get my save, but don't get any sleep. It just works. Now that I had a save point, I'd wasted no time running through the Triggermen. These poor bastards never saw it coming, and before too long I was at Nick. And between the two of us, the remaining Triggermen in the hideout didn't pose any kind of threat whatsoever. But when we arrived at Skinny Malone and Darla, instead of letting Nick talk these things out like he normally tries to, I turned what should have been a normal Sunday dinner into a spaghetti bolognese. And no one got time to waste talk on the old days. So with Nick now saved, we headed all the way back to Diamond City to speak a bunch of blah 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 and progress the quest. We broke into Kellogg's house and searched for any kind of lead, and then gave a dog drugs to help us track down an expired cereal brand. Now, I completely forgot that you need dog meat for this last part of the quest, so I actually ran all the way to Fort Hagen without him. Only to be hit with that realization, and then realize that I need to go back and find him, only to then die in the Commonwealth, and then get hit with the realization that I had not saved since Vault 114. Well, that just means Skinny Malone has to get blasted, I have to talk to Nick yet again, and then this time I have to make sure that I actually escort Dog Meat all the way to Fort Hagen to then die and have to redo the entire section a third time. That's so dumb. Alright, so it took a couple of tries, but at least we're here now, right? That's all that counts. Inside Fort Hagen was a completely different story to outside. The synths were absolutely mollywopped. Between Psycho Jet and the Spray and Pray, they could not do anything at all. And I actually made it through this entire segment without getting hit once. Just kidding. And Kellogg was no different. Psycho Jet, Spray and Pray absolutely ended the fight before anything could even happen. After meeting back up with Nick and Piper, who seemed really chill at the fact that I had just killed like 15 people, we then made our way over to Good Neighbor, where Nick got fiddled and I got to jump into Kellogg's brain. To no one's surprise, everyone's favorite D-grade cereal brand was working with the off-brand Matrix, and between the two of them they were creating enough bot voters to put Kellogg's at the top of the cereal food chain. Diabolical. It needed to be stopped. Returning to the real world, I let Dr. Amari know of this sick, twisted plan, and she directed me to Virgil in the Glowing Sea, who would be able to help me stop this. Now, the Glowing Sea is where we finally start to run into issues in this run. Up until this point, not having any water and not having any food isn't that big of an issue. Yes, it does lower our health, meaning we're always one shot away from a failure. However, even though there's periodic damage, you cannot die from the periodic damage. And at this point, I was still able to run. Even though I didn't have very many action points to use, still being able to have that burst of speed helped in most situations. However, I messed up, and I used Rad-X and Rad-Away, which directly impact your sleep levels. And if your sleep levels get too low, you lose the ability to sprint, and then you lose the ability to run, meaning I was stuck crawling through the Glowing Sea. And to no one's surprise, we didn't make it very far. So since I still had the ability to sprint, my mind immediately thought, well, if I can get away with not using the Rad-X and Rad-Away, then I should be fine. So instead I went to Becky Fallon and bought a radiation suit. But since I hadn't saved in a while, that meant I had to rerun back to Good Neighbor and redo Kellogg's memories. I should really get better at saving at this point. And that's exactly what I did. I saved at the Dugout Inn before making our trek to the Glowing Sea. And it actually went pretty smooth. Because I can't drink anything like Nuka-Cola or purified water, I instead use Psycho Jet to give me that boost of action points to get across faster. In hindsight, it probably was a waste of a really important chem, but it is what it is. It got the job done. Arriving at the Jolly Green Giant in the Glowing Sea, he told me about the Courser chip, which meant I took my happy ass all the way back through the Glowing Sea, back to Diamond City to make a save, and then straight to Green Tech Genetics. Luckily, the Spray and Pray works like an absolute dream in tight spaces, so the gunners were quickly put down. But that doesn't mean that this entire place was a breeze. I don't have any Psycho Jet anymore. I fucked up. I thought I still had Psycho Jet. Oops. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. No! Except for the Courser himself, this was actually a pretty easy fight. Then I made my way over to Good Neighbor to drop a save, and then made the hike to the Old North Church to meet up with the railroad. Except, this wasn't a meet and greet like it normally would be. Oh no, I already had my eye on the prize. If I was going to start losing the ability to do basic game functions, homies were about to get slapped. Look, it's inevitable. At this point, I'm not doing any of that running around for the Minutemen, which means that 2 of the other 3 options involve these guys being dead. But to my surprise, even though I had the endurance of a crushed snail, I still didn't have too much trouble taking out the railroad. But with the railroad taken care of, I was able to decode the Courser chip, and then I went back to Diamond City to drop a save. Or that's what I was going to do, but since I messed up the save and slept for an hour, I had to take the trash out yet again. But as minor of an obstacle as that was, now came a dilemma. Not only was I getting dicked down by everything the Commonwealth could throw at me just on my way to the glowing sea, the realization that I would get stranded out there began to sink in. But since I couldn't fast travel, what was I supposed to do? Luckily, there is one faction who can fast travel, and I hadn't pissed them off yet. So I made my way over to the Cambridge Police Department and supervised the hostile takedown of some unruly locals, and then got recruited to watch a grown man try and impress a swamp frog by cleaning up the Commonwealth one dog pack at a time. Kill Dans. Must die. Toasty. Let's get moving. Come on, Dans, we got a mission to do. I'm running out of AP. Funny rocket go boom. Thank you.
Test firing complete.
Dans, we gotta go. Yo, I never made the video, but I was playing around with Warhammer 40k mods, and I turned all of the synths into gene stealers, and I turned Dans into... I can't remember what faction or what chapter I turned him into, but I tell you what, that was the scariest hallway ever. Was you just had bullets flying everywhere, chain swords going off, like shit was bananas. We did it as a team, Dans. I can't sprint. I brought a brownie. Yo, Fabio, I think I'd take a brownie over flowers any day. Ooh, if it was like one of those little Debbie Cosmic brownies, those are pretty sick. Oh yay, I got bullets. 300 rounds, that's pretty good. It's not necessary, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Hey, let me join your cool kids club, please. Agree to join, take me there. Yeah, we need to go back to town. No, Dans.
Paladin Dance.
Report back to the police station. I'll be there soon. Just need to survey the area for technology.
God damn it, Dans. He should walk me back like a proper gentleman. I mean, like, I was put in the face of danger. I saw things I probably shouldn't have seen. Dans should at least taxi cab me back to the police station. Only a proper gentleman would do so. Without a moment of hesitation, I hopped on a vertibird with a complete stranger, boarded the Pridwin, and talked to a bunch of people who I will never see ever again. Then chatted up the only person in this run who made me feel like I was going to vomit. Trust me, it's not what you think it is. With foreshadowing aside, I got tasked with clearing out Fort Strong. The vertibird ride over was a breeze. A mounted minigun was all it took to take out the behemoth, and upon moving inside, the spray and pray was giving every super mutant their yearly dose of lead all in one sitting. But the true monsters were in the basement below. Through all the smoke and dust, I didn't even see what killed me the first time. Oh, I just remembered we didn't save in the longest time. Oh no! Jeez! If I shoot all these, is that gonna... Well, hello there! Where the fuck did that come from? What? Where am I being shot from? At least the vertibird stayed close this time. Did the vertibird seriously just crash on me? It did too. Oh my gosh. Oh, hello. No! I'm so fucked, I'm so fucked, I'm so fucked, I'm so fucked, I'm so fucked. Piss off, you stupid dog. The guy with the rocket launcher. There's a guy with a rocket launcher. Damn it. I wish I was better at voice impersonation. My brother in Christ, why the fuck does this man have a rocket launcher? Hi, boss! You aren't prepared for it this time? Oh, fuck. He was 100% prepared for it. Get the hell out of the way, Max, and I gotta go. What is Elder Maxon doing at East City Downs?
And
What is he doing? Oh my god.
Neck and neck.
Elder Maxon, what are you doing, bud? Oh my god, no! Oh my god, die. Did either one of you... With the fort cleared once again, I met back up with Maxon and gained the ability to call a taxi. And this all happened just in time because I had just lost the ability to run or sprint, meaning I was stuck walking from here on out. I met back up with Virgil, who gave me the schematics needed to build a teleporter, and what should have been an easy run back ended in me being shot out of the sky. Honestly, this has to be the worst taxi service I've ever had to take, but if my life didn't depend on it, I'd write a formal complaint to Elder Maxon himself. What did you think?
I just realized we hadn't saved in a bit. Oh, I just realized we hadn't saved in a bit. Oh, I hate getting shot out of the freaking sky!
So I played a half-orc.
Dude, what is going on with this taxi service?
After finally surviving my taxi ride and speaking with Virgil, I made it back to the Boston airport, built the teleporter, and was finally inside the Institute. I met up with Father, who had been taking his daily FEV supplements, but for now he needed to stay alive. I couldn't just bash him like I normally do, because I was here to sweep Dr. Lee off her feet to help the Brotherhood with future plans. But she was more of a wine and dine kind of lady, and needed a little something to get going. Like breaking into a restricted access area and grabbing her fanfiction she left behind. Now, with no chance of anyone finding out where her R34 interests were, she agreed to join the Brotherhood, and after a quick taxi ride, I was talking to Maxon and even completed the quest. Except I learned something the hard way. Now, I just realized something. Okay, so what you're telling me, Fallout, is if I steal power armor ages ago and use it to use what I do out in front of someone, that's fine. But if I go back into it, it's considered stealing again? I can't. Oh, man. So now, having to get back inside the Institute, I met back up with Father and vowed to wipe the Brotherhood off the face of the planet. My first order of business was to track down a runaway synth, which is usually a cakewalk when able-bodied, but let's see how this goes. I'm dead. That's why we save boys and girls. I have to put them first. I hate being shot in the vertebrae. However, when I did my Frost playthrough, I found a bed on the coastline to drop a save, and thankfully in the base game that same bed existed. Now with a save point nearby, I got to work. Nah, we're doing okay. Oh, we got the guy with the fat man! Oh, no, it's pretty much game over now. Yeah, we got the guy with the fat man! Let's go! Okay, now. Cool. That was the bit I was worried about, but they're all dead. My main concern with doing what I just did was I thought that the guy in this cage would be close to him, and in which case it would make it too hard to leave. But now we should be able to go all the way back to the Institute. Father was so happy at the successful mission, he gave me my own personal save point inside the Institute. Next came the battle for Bunker Hill. See, I gotta still figure out how to install that. Okay, this should be fine. I'm dead. I'm dead. We just fucking I tried to avoid combat, only to find out that even while allied to 2 of the 3 factions at war here, the railroad still had beef with me and promptly sent me packing. Wow, he hit me once and I died.
Too bad for them, though. I could save inside Bunker Hill.
Get in there, you hermit. Golly, we're doing like no damage. If we had AKs? Yeah, but if you need AKs to fight birds, you might be doing it wrong. Wow, this one railroad member is absolutely going nuts. The other reason we didn't do the switchboard quest is because the original plan, which I now see was kind of dumb, was I was going to try and speedrun as much of the game as possible before we lost the ability to move. And you can see how well that's working for us.
Allowing me to yell at some property and get praises by father. I was then allowed to sit in on one of the the Institute's secret meetings and got word that I would need to dance in the woods naked to prepare the crops for a better harvest. Just kidding. I had to steal the batteries out of the Brotherhood smoke alarms to progress. But these guys take fire safety way too seriously and refuse to let me anywhere near them. Thankfully, between the spray and pray and enough chems to wipe out a continent of people, I could take down the knights blocking my path, only to die to a random Brotherhood member downstairs because I was too greedy. Needing more protection, I walked back aboard the Pridwin since I still had my We Hate Technology badge and borrowed a suit of power armor. But in trying to save ammo, I made a beeline for the credentials needed for the lower parts of mass fusion and then jumped off the side of the building to skip most of the fighting. This got me into the super battery where I was told of the ancient arts of punching while moving, and then got blasted for trying dark arts that would actually aid me in the run. So after a redo, I jumped off and dropped the save in Good Neighbor, and then used the elite strategy of third-person character placement to dispatch the robot guards without them ever seeing me, and then used the spray and pray to mop up anything that was still moving. However, as close as I was to finishing the mission, getting out would prove far more difficult. I tried using Protectrons to take out the remaining Brotherhood, but it turns out that they only killed my synth homies. So I tried to sneak out using Stealth Boys and got a mere few steps away from the door before I was blasted and sent packing. On the next attempt, I helped take out the Knights, which gave the Institute a fighting chance, letting me escape and turn in the quest, moving one step forward to the end goal. Now on to the final step of the game. I had to punch my way over to a gunner ambush who turned into nothing more than a red mist that rivaled that of the Triggerman. I walked inside and talked someone out of the closet somehow, and then reconfigured some radio bits while Travis very quietly and politely asked me to piss off. With everything sorted, the final push could begin. I held a big meeting of all the Institute bigwigs, telling everyone how I was about to make the Brotherhood look like they came from Weenie Hut Juniors, but oh my god was I wrong. If you had to have some type of thing, but they make me giggle something fierce. That guy fucking died. For some reason I thought that was gonna work. Alright, new plan. That ain't gonna work, boys. Alright, new plan. We can't run up there. That's insane. We move almost as fast crouching as we do walking. I have a stealth boy on. What the heck? Where? Where? I had a stealth boy on. Oh my god, this game's goofy. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. These guys were the CEOs of the Salty Spittoon. Getting anywhere in this airport was an actual nightmare, and even upon making it to the main hub with a couple of synths to back me up, I had to watch out for any falling vertibirds. You're joking. You're joking. You're literally joking. Dude, I'm so glad we're not doing this hit list, but that doesn't make any sense. How do we make it there one time and then the second time we don't even get halfway? I'm dead. Oh, wow. I didn't die. Cool. Not complaining. Not complaining. I'm concentrating so hard. I'm not actually doing anything, but I'm concentrating so hard right now.
Okay, that's 50. Come on, boys. Come on, hold it together. Hold it together. Because I have no healing whatsoever. Come on. Come on. I threw all my stuff down there. It should be good. They haven't touched him yet. Come on. Medics is worn off. So I just have to sit here. 75%. Come on. I'm not ignoring you guys, I promise. I'm just trying to make sure that nothing sneaks up on us. Oh, was it Maxon? I have a feeling that's Maxon, dude. Oh my gosh. Fuck. I'm trying to pay attention to you guys, I promise. Is he dead? How the fuck did he get full health? Are you kidding me? Dude, I feel so ill right now. Oh my gosh. Wow. It is very noticeable. Did I grab that? I did. Alright, summon in the guy who does the bebops. Come on, summon in the guy. Cool. Protect him with your fucking lives, you gooses. There's heaps of you here. Come on. Lubricated ramrod. Your name is so silly. Just blast him up. Just gotta make sure. 25%. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yo, that initiate got fucking smacked. Okay, she's dead. Cool. Pop this just in case. Yeah, just keep them away. I don't want them going up at all. Let's Scribe Halen. No! Scribe Halen's kind of cool. Oh, she's dead. Okay. Again, I don't care how we do it, boys. 50%. Keep it going. Keep it going. Yo, the synths are doing work down there. Oh my lord. You're starving. I don't care how much I'm starving. This is happening. Okay, just keep them away. Just keep them away. Fuck you, Dans. Fuck you, Dans. You silly noose. 75. Come on. Just get to 100. Boy, piss off, Knight. Stay away from my homie. Come on. Come on. Let's fucking go! I don't know where Maxon is, but I don't care. Whew! Let's go! Paladin Dance is still somehow alive. I don't even understand how. Awesome. Thank you so much, Brendan. Thank you so much for the donation, buddy. Alright, send us away. Send us away. The Pridrin is coming down. Send us away. Woo! Insanity! Golly, dude! Logan, how was Ban World? Golly, dude! Honestly, Ripley, that would have been so cool if there was a way to, like, sleeper cell him. God, dude, this run was actually frustrating. I'm so glad we got it done, but no, this run is definitely one of those runs where, man, you might want to take high charisma and just talk and sell everything. Oh my god. Because now we go all the way back. All the way back. This was one of those runs where on paper it sounded like I had everything planned out in my head,
And then as soon as it got time to actually doing it, all those plans completely fell through. Thankfully, between the Institute and the Brotherhood of Steel, I was able to teleport everywhere, and because of how much stuff I got done at the beginning before losing the ability to walk, really helped prevent any struggling in the endgame. As long as I had enough chems and enough stim packs, I could mitigate the periodic damage through starvation and dehydration, and still remain able to take out any enemies that came in my way. If you want to give this a try yourself, be my guest, but this is one of those runs that I think it's better to watch than try. Before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to the members over on Patreon and to the memberships on the channel. With your continued support, you make these videos an absolute blast to put together, and I love being able to hang out with you guys during the stream as we create this stuff together. If you have a suggestion for a run you'd like to see in the future, make sure to leave it in the comments below, and as always, I've been Chris from Crisis Gaming, and I will see you on the next one.